morning, good afternoon, good evening, colleagues, and welcome to UNSDG informational webinar. Today's webinar is on UN accommodation, one of the key and flagship initiatives of the UN System Booking Hub, powered by WFP, which is one of the key field-facing services that eases the accommodation booking for staff, as well as its management and administration for the entities that are managing accommodations. Today in this webinar, we have our panelists from WFP, Alessandra Bianchini, Clementina, and Flavia, and we will also have Mofaro, the head of the occupational safety of UNHCR, who will be coming in and share his experience as a user and client of this service at the field. And we'll have an opportunity to get to know more about this webinar and an opportunity to have a question and answer here with us and my colleague Ose and Prudence. This continues to be one of the informational webinars, digital transformation, as we promised last week. We had UN Digital ID. This week we have UN accommodation. This will be followed by UN digital auction and online auction and disposal services. And our last webinar this year will be on 16th of December, which is on UN digital treasury solutions. So all four digital solutions back to back that contributes to the initiatives of the UN 2.0 as well. So with that starting, we're going to hand over the floor to Alessandra Bianchini from WFP to open the webinar for us, and then Clementina to follow. Thank you. Over to you, Alessandra, please.
Thank you, Zamir, and thank you, colleagues, for taking the time to be participating to these webinar hours. And first of all, a sincere thanks to DCO, Zamir, and the entire team for organizing, this knowledge sharing for us to be in contact with potential operations that might be interested in using our services. And I think a lot of, and so when DCO really supported the Global Shared Services to give voice to the provision that can be offered. And I think that really helps interagency collaboration. So first of all, thanks again to Zabir and the team. So moving forward quickly, so that we can move forward to the next slide also. What I wanted to, first of all, just have very like 2 slides of introduction before leaving the floor to Clementina, which is really the head of our UN accommodation and even more services unit. Let me put the discussion that we're going to have today into the right prospect. And, I really wanted to just give highlights on the UN System Booking Hub. You might have heard about it since a long time. We are operational since actually this year we hit our 10-year anniversary. It's really the largest UN marketplace platform of shared services, because so far we have managed 7.5 million of service requests to date, and they are covering lots and lots, and service lines are actually increasing. So we have, for example, the largest interagency fleet is represented by the UN Mobility Service of the UN System Booking Hub with 9,500 vehicles. We have HUNA's flight that can be booked by agencies and also humanitarian colleagues. We have 275 guest houses. We have 900 more UNDSS hotels, 45 UN clinics, and we have more than 100 common facilities where you can book meeting rooms for your work. We are adding another important service lines, which is the online auction tool service, which is actually a comprehensive service which will allow operations to very easily dispose of their assets in a very flexible way, in a very modern way. And we have a dedicated webinar coming next week for that. So in case you are interested, or share this information with your colleagues, as Amir said, to invite them to the webinar. And by the way, before we move to the next slide, I also wanted to say there are 21 UN entities. Actually, there are more, but technically speaking, 21 UN entities which are providing services to the hub. The hub is not It's run technically by WFP, but it would be nothing. It would be an empty system without 21 UN agencies providing services through it. So we are simply providing a technological layer for agencies to provide their services. And this is where we are today talking about accommodation. So going to the next slide, I also wanted to say that this job was actually recognized, and we're very proud of it, by the General Secretary, because it was referenced into the UN80 report to the General Assembly in September, where under the scale up of common services in paragraph 29 is actually referred that scaling up common services building on successes like the UN Booking Hub could save tens of millions of dollars. And so we were very happy that the entire concept of building a layer of a support service, which is not only the system. The system is the digital system is one part where we build the policies around it, we build the pricing methodology, we building the standards behind the service that are providing. We provide SLAs that can be shared at the local level is needed. So when we say that we launch a service, we launch it, at 360 in terms of aspects provided. So just to say that accommodation, and then I leave the floor to Clementina, was actually the very first service that we started offering to other agencies. UNHCR, and we always are grateful to UNHCR, saw the service and they asked to use it. And then from there, we got the idea of expanding the use of the UN Booking Hub also to other agencies. So, Clementina, over to you to the deep dive on today's topic, which is in fact UN accommodation. Over to you.
Thank you, Alessandra, good morning, good afternoon to all. So my name is Clementina Dalcina. I'm the head of the UN System of the Booking Hub. So I will guide you through in the next few slides on an overview of the solution and the service, and then we will have also a quick demo of the platform. As Alessandra was saying, in fact, the accommodation service was the first launched in 2015. Initially, it was developed to manage the WFP guesthouses, but soon UNHCR was interested to join, and we became like a year after an interagency platform. So the benefits that the solution can bring as a high-level benefits as a UNSDG Global Shared Services are various. Just to touch base the main one, so the interagency collaboration, so it can enhance the collaboration among the UN agencies, also in line with the recent UN80 initiative. It supports providing service excellence with UN-wide solutions, allowing the monitoring of customer satisfaction, not only for the internal delivery, so staff from the same organization, but also for staff of the other organizations that can access to the service. And of course, brings for the UN entities using the solution efficiency gains for the single UN entities and the entire UN system through the maximization of the resources and also the cost avoidance due to the processes automation. Just to give you some numbers, today we have 7 UN entities together using the platform to manage the accommodation service for a total of 280 guesthouses in 32 countries. Since 2015, just to share high-level numbers of the usage of the platform, we have served 265,000 visitors requesting a booking through the platform, and we have registered through the creation of invoices a cost recovery for the UN system of 114 million of dollars. Everyone can benefit from the solution. In this slide, we can see the 2 levels of users. So we have the UN entities that can adopt the solution to manage their guest houses in different situations. These are just some examples. UN entities can adopt the solution to manage a standalone guest house in only one location, only one country, or multiple countries. So we have different situations today. that we cover. Can be used also to manage a UN guest house in a common shared compounds, managed maybe one organization that is managing the service for the other organizations, and also single rooms managed by a single organization in a UN common compounds, or also in hotels or service apartments. For example, we have now situation, particularly I'm thinking about Sudan, in Port Sudan, where there are no available compounds, and agencies are using the platform to manage apartments, to manage the bookings, create the invoices, etc. Then the benefits from the traveling staff. So first of all, staff can access the platform for free. There's no cost for them to access the platform and also the available mobile app. And the majority of the UN staff can access it through their corporate credentials. Then, of course, the benefit for the staff is to access to a unified platform where they can view all the available services, in this case, the accommodation service within a country, select a single location, and then have real-time information that are always updated regarding the single service, and then also a very easy booking process that I will show you later during the demo. And finally, also the opportunity to leave a feedback after their stay. The key advantages for the adoption of the solution by the UN entities, particularly your operations and your service managers, are various. So first of all, the possibility to personalize the single page of the guest house, in this case, with all the dedicated information, additional details, etc. Then, of course, the efficiencies that can be generated through the automation of processes, because you will see the tasks that are usually, or before were usually manually performed, today are automated, like the management of the booking, the occupancy, the invoicing processes. Then the possibility to track the customer satisfaction through different tools. So we have the instant feedback functionality available for single guest house to have a look of the feedbacks that have left by the users. And then also we run annual customer satisfaction survey for the UN agencies. There is the possibility to assess in a functionality into the system to assess the quality standard of the single guest house, to check if the service provided is up to the minimum UN living condition standards, and then in general the benefit to access to the major KPIs and automatic reporting that can support the organizations, but also the single guest house managers to take the most strategic decision and have a view of the major data. Finally, I want to highlight that as a global shared service provider, we are committed to continuously improve the platform. So based on the feedback that we receive from our partners, and we run an annual customer satisfaction survey on our UN partners and the service managers, and this is a data from the 2025 we just assessed, and let's say the satisfaction is pretty good from our partners, rated 4.3 out of 5. So based on the feedback that we receive and the need that are highlighted every year, we invest in the platform to improve and add new functionalities. Before leaving the floor to our partner Mufara, I would like to deep dive on the the key benefits, a couple of key benefits from the use of the platform. So the first one is the great potential for efficiency gains. How? Through, let's say, the time savings, so the automation of processes that can eliminate manual tasks, and so saving times for the operations in managing the service, and also increase the personal productivity. And then, of course, the cost savings. How? Through the increase the possibility to increase the occupancy rate, because being on a platform that is a global platform that can enhance the accessibility by the staff, this can lead to opportunities of increase the usage of the single service and therefore increase the occupancy rate. Just to give you a snapshot of the 2024 efficiency gains generated by the platform for the UN system, so the estimation was $6.5 million for the use of the platform by all the partner UN agencies. The second deep dive is about the data. So the platform can enable the service managers, the organization to access on KPIs for the single service with a different view. It can be on a single location view, on a global view, and the availability of this data can help in making strategic decision. You can have really the overview of the financial, status of the single service point, and then also can enhance the collaboration among UN agencies, because having seamless KPIs generated by the same platform can help organizations to share and discuss the possibility of service consolidation across the country. So we are supporting now our operations in collaboration with other UN entities that are managing guest houses in the same location, and particularly in this moment of funding crisis. So use the data to try to consolidate the service and reduce duplication of service and costs is super beneficial for the entire UN system. I leave the floor now to Mufaro, who is our partner, is the first partner in UNHCR because joined the solution in 2017. And so I leave the floor to him to share his experience of UNHCR managing their guest houses using the UN System Accommodation platform. Over to you, Mufaro.
Thank you, Clementina, Jose, and colleagues. So from a UNHCR perspective, I could probably sum our experience into 4 broad categories. The first one, we see the UN Booking Hub as a platform providing for the streamlining of processes, efficiency gains, improved data management, and providing grounds for continuous improvement. What I can also share with you, I think a bit of the context that we came from. At peak, UNHCR had 130 countries in 130 guest houses in 29 country locations. Currently, because of the current operating environment we are having, we are now busy consolidating our guest houses. We are around 92 now, but we see the UN Booking Hub as offering us an experience where it's a one-stop shop for improved management of our guest houses. We look at the benefits that it comes with accessibility for our staff. Remember, our guest houses, they are in deep remote locations where you don't have opportunities for private hotels or commercial properties where one can actually rent. So what we have is, from a contextual perspective, because of its availability to other agencies or partners, we have an occupancy rate based on our visitor ratios of around 60% of our staff use the guest houses, and 40% is revenue that is being generated from other agencies as well. So if you look at it from this context, when you're going to visit, say, a country, say like Chad, you need to be knowing the areas where you're going to go and where you can potentially map your route, and then through the visualizations that you have in the UN Booking Hub, you are able to then plan your journey well. In Chad, we have over 9 guest houses. So when our staff are going on mission, probably are going to be visiting 60% of those guest houses. Then at least it offers you a quick platform on how you can be able to book easily. From an efficiency management perspective, just again to give you context of numbers, we process about 20,000 invoices from our guest houses annually. And so we see the UN Booking Hub as another tool that has brought a lot of efficiency and savings because of the reduction of the administrative workload. We did a calculation based on the efficiency gains, and we came up with an amount of 1.8 million, which is related to the time savings through reduced manual tasks. This again is much more needed in the current operating environment where we get to improve on our efficiencies. We are in a position now where we know the occupancy rates, where we know the data points with regards to specific guest houses, what is the occupancy. It has gone for 2 months, probably at 20% occupancy. It has gone for a month with 0 occupancy. So with all this information at our fingertips, guest house managers and country representatives are now in a position to make informed decisions on whether to decide on deciding on whether to keep the guest house open, because probably there is no other guest house or facility available within the locality, or to explore aspects on how we can have joint guest house management operations with other agencies as well. Finally, just to share a bit, we, as UNHCR, we also believe in ensuring that quality standards are maintained according to the minimum UN standards of accommodation. So what we have is, from the UN Booking Hub, there is an annual survey that is sent to all the guests, not only to UNHCR staff. Everyone who has stayed in the guest house now receives an email. And on an annual basis, we are able to then understand the perceptions and needs of our guests. And over the years, there's been a gradual increase in the global quality ratings, where in 2023, we're looking at 88% based on the customer feedbacks. 2024, this has gone up to 90%. And it becomes much more important that in this time where we have a lot of austerity measures, restructuring happening in the various organizations, including our own organization, we get to be vigilant in terms of looking at efficiently running the guest houses without compromising the standards, despite the financial shortcomings that we are facing as UN agencies. So finally, it is, I think, quite beneficial for us as UNHCR that we have benefited from the investments that we have made with WFP, and we continue to receive, I think, best-in-class service in terms of even the support provided to guest house operations, addressing day-to-day needs in terms of troubleshooting problems, access, as well as understanding the functionalities where there is a management of change with colleagues that are not conversant with regards to the use of the Booking Hub. So thank you, colleagues. This is just a snapshot as to what UNHCR's experience has been with regards to the UN Booking Hub. Over to you, Clementina.
Thank you, Mufaro. Thank you very much for having highlighted the positive aspect. And also, so you are, like us, one of the more expert because you're using the platform since many years. So you know it very well. So let me quickly change my screen into for a quick demo of the solution. So this is the homepage of the UN System Booking Hub, where all the field services are available, and the accommodation service is one of them. So I will show you the user side and then the management service side really quickly. Then, of course, if you are interested in deep diving, please contact us and we can organize a dedicated demo on the solution. So on a user's perspective, to book a UN accommodation guest house, so they can click on accommodation, then book UN guest house, and they can see the global footprint of all the UN guest houses available to be booked on the platform. From here, they can select a country, like say Ethiopia. They can see which organizations are offering the service in that country. Here we can see WFP, UNICEF, and UNHCR. And then clicking, they can see the details about the location. Selecting a location, for example, Gigiga, they can see that there are 2 UN organizations providing the service in that location. Clicking on the single service point, they can access to the page. Here the page, as I was saying, can be fully personalized by the single organization because, of course, they can add the pictures of the guest house, all the included service, of course, the price details, any extra services if there are, the description of the overall guest house service, additional information about surroundings, or could be also security measures, etc. Let me go to a test location to show you the booking process, and then also the possibility for the organization to add additional information. We can also add the button with additional documents that can be downloaded. So for the user, it's very quick to book because the service booking form is a seamless of all the other services that we have on the platform. So we really try to keep the same user experience on the UN System Booking Hub. So in this case, for the UN accommodation, you can see that there are already pre-filled the information that are captured when you sign in on the platform, and the booking can be done for me or also on behalf of someone else. Then, of course, you need to add some other information, like the reason for the mission, the gender, the contract type, of course, the period of the booking that you are asking, if you would like to have a driver pickup or not, the departure country, and then also you can add additional information, for example, your flight ticket and so on. Then request your booking. The user can have a summary of the information input, and by clicking confirm, the guest house is receiving the notification of the booking request. And on the other side, also the user receive an automatic email about the booking request. Now I will show you what is the service managers area that we call digital office. It is accessed from this button, and the service managers can access to the reserved area of their guest house. This is a restricted area. Only users that are enabled to access it can see it. So here at a really first glance, you see that we have many functionalities because this is one of the most mature service on the UN System Booking Hub. And really quick, you see 2 very useful areas. One is the average ratings based on the instant feedback received for the single guest house, and all the details, including any comments, when the feedback has been left, etc., can be checked into the customer satisfaction area. And then here, this is another really useful, and this is an example. At the beginning, we didn't have this area. Then service managers asked us to have this additional information, and we developed and we added these features. And this is like a summary of the check-in and check-out of each day. So the main functionalities that we show you, just the main ones, then also to leave the time for Q&A, are the booking. So in this area, the service managers can act on the single booking. So each booking can be accepted, modified, or rejected, and the service manager can click here on the list of the bookings and can act on the single bookings by clicking on accept, edit, or reject. Reject, for example, they can add the rejection reason, edit, change the check-in or check-out based on the availability, etc. And then they just see, the population of the booking into the calendar. From the booking list, they can also access to the already accepted, and by clicking on it, they can have a view of all the details of the single booking. And they can also edit from here, or they can duplicate an existing booking. And from this section can be exported the data, selecting the range of date. The second main section of the digital office is the occupancy calendar. In the occupancy calendar, you have the view of all the rooms in your guest house. Rooms can be added, modified, so based, of course, on the single guest house situation. So this is personalized, also the name of the rooms. And here they can, so service managers can have a look of all the bookings already accepted. You can have a quick look of the main information, and double clicking it, you can see the single, all the details that can be also modified, or you can also, perform other actions like add an absence. Here you can see an absence, like you can assign the room, so make it occupiable during the absence period of the staff. Also from here, you can export the data and select the period and download an Excel file. The third main section is the invoicing. In the invoicing section, the service managers can create the invoices on the single bookings. Now we show you very quickly, because we automated as much as possible this process to avoid manual errors. So if you can see, so this is a resident, so staff that stay for a long period. So in this case, I select a period, a month for the invoicing. Otherwise, it's I guess it's just a few days. But basically, you can see that all the information regarding the booking, the staff are already populated, and the service manager can only select the currency for the invoice, the payment method, and of course the price. By confirming it, then of course can be added additional service or apply reduction, and then create invoice. An invoice is automatically created and is sent automatically to the visitors. In the same areas, you can have reporting areas and also where you can perform other actions, because in invoice history, you can download all the invoices created. You can select by month and also by status, and you can also create credit notes. This is also an additional features that we have launched a couple of years ago. So to cancel an invoice, to be compliant with the financial processes, you can create a credit note, which is exactly already populated with the same amount of the invoice that you have created, and just in one click, the credit note is issued and sent to the visitor. Another area, interesting area, is the monthly reporting, where of course you can have all the data about the invoices, and then also you can have information regarding the payment status of the invoices, because the service managers can select if an invoice has been paid or not. Just quickly, we have launched, this is an additional feature that we have launched a couple of years ago to improve the automation, which is the pricing table, and can support the service managers in further automated invoicing processes, because setting already pre-filled categories based on the type of visitors, the type of contracts, and organization, etc. They can set already the price of the single for the single rooms, and when they create invoices, they just need to click on create, select the currency, click on create, because the prices are already populated. Other sections of the digital office are the expenditures, where all the expenditures can be registered into the platform. We have the country reporting for the where you can access to the major KPIs with the view at the country level, with the detail per guest house and the major KPIs, and then of course all the supporting areas where service managers can find the manuals, trainings, and documents. Let me go back quickly to the presentation, because I wanted to highlight that to ensure the successful adoption and the rollout of the solution, as a team, we provide the change management support we are always available through our shared email. We conduct regular webinars and trainings for new and existing functionalities, and then also we have available video training for the organizations to use the platform. So when we grant a test period for the UN entities before deciding to adopt it, it's in about 1 month, and then we have a standard service level agreement that is already signed by 6 UN organizations, and the adoption is enabled also by mutual recognition. And then last but not least, all the additional materials that we provide when you have adopted the solution, manuals, trainings, also sharing of course best practices between UN agencies. So the best way to know more about the UN accommodation solution is to access the platform, have a look, navigate it. You can download also our app. And then if you're interested, please contact us. We can organize a dedicated demo, and we will deep dive the solution.